Thank you very much. Welcome, everybody. We are here at Monday Night Live. I hope everyone's been doing really well with their No Regrets November. Maybe it's just little baby steps that you're doing, but we started out the month with a cleanse. Before that, we were starting to eat more fruits and drink water and just really infusing ourselves with life-giving substances, everything from oils to nutrition to aroma freedom techniques to all sorts of things. And so I hope you're getting the support that you need. We're anticipating getting ready for raindrop techniques and really just kind of diving into that month after month within December and January. And in preparation for that, we have a special guest, Keely McCary. We love having you. She has been an awesome influencer in this group. If you don't know her already, definitely reach out, get to know her, say hello. She's always got great resources on hand, and she's very well practiced at supporting and loving on people. Please give her a warm welcome. She is going to be teaching us a very good baby step and aspect to raindrop tonight. Go ahead and take it away, Keely.
Okay, thank you, Dominique. It's so good to be here with you guys. Thank you all for joining. I'm super excited about this class. This is a while back. So what we're going to be talking about tonight is kind of two different techniques. Okay, we're going to be talking about the VitaFlex technique and the EFT tapping technique. And so I think a lot of us who are already oilers, we're used to, we've kind of heard about VitaFlex, especially if we've ever been to care classes, care training. We're familiar a little bit with VitaFlex, but we might not be super familiar with EFT or the tapping technique. And for the sake of a lot of my friends that were brand new to wellness and to the oily lifestyle, sometimes you say the word VitaFlex and they're like, say what? We're going to do what? So I decided to call this, and so this is kind of like an introductory class. And so I decided to call it tapping techniques because let's make it as simple as we can. And it's such a cool tool because you can start out with this even before you have essential oils and get some pretty amazing balances happening. But when you add those essential oils in, you're taking it to a whole nother level. And so this was one of those kind of aha moments for me when I first got started. So I've got my notes. I'm definitely gonna be reading from my notes to kind of keep me on track. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to be using these techniques to clear out any electrical blocks in the body, okay? And specifically certain body systems. It'll help you quickly shift also your emotions. That's where that EFT is gonna come in. So these are safe, very easy to do with anybody of any age. I remember the first time that I learned about them, I wished I had known about them for my oldest baby. And I've got my oldest baby sitting here with me. Here, just lean over for a little bit. She's gonna be, come on, come. That's my oldest baby. She just turned 13 and she's gonna be my demo in just a couple of minutes. She volunteered to do this. And I wish I'd had it when she was a baby because it would have made things a little bit easier, but I got to use them on my second child. I got to use these for her. And it was just so cool and to see how successful it was. So I want you guys to think of as we are body electric, okay? I want you to kind of get a visual of an airplane. Think about if you've ever been in an airplane and you're flying over a city and you see all those gorgeous lights, especially if it's at nighttime, you see all those lights, you see the grids, you see all those different things on the cities below you, okay? So there's electrical lines everywhere. And some of them are leading to transformers. And those eventually will lead to power plants, okay? So I want you to think of our body as having a power grid too. We have meridian points, lines, and energy centers. God created us as physical, chemical, spiritual, and electrical beings. To have true wellness, you have to address all these different areas to feel and be your absolute best. So tapping, what we're going to be doing tonight, it works on the electrical side of health. Anytime your skin makes contact with something, it sends an electrical signal up to your brain through your nerves. Think of that as your electrical lines through your body to let you know that something is touching you. Eastern doctors have known about this for thousands of years, and they've known that we have access points to organs and body systems located all over our skin. They learned really quickly that by applying pressure to these key points, you can do, and guys, you can do a quick search on your own on the internet, and you can find all different kinds of body charts out there. And a lot of them are related to these key points that the Eastern doctors have found. They're related to acupressure and acupuncture. So when we tap, we're actually sending a signal up to our systems, our brain, or whatever system that we're tapping on to wake up, to get to work. So I want you guys to think about it is what happens when an electrical line is knocked down, or maybe it's even cut down in a storm. What happens to that signal? It's not going to reach its destination, is it? It's going to be blocked, okay? So can the electricity or signal get to where it's supposed to go? No, absolutely not. The tapping is actually helping move any of those electrical blocks that may be sending mixed up signals to our body so that it can function and communicate to work properly. Isn't that cool? We can do the very same thing with our bodies. So today, again, I mentioned like at the beginning, we're going to learn two forms of tapping. We're going to learn VitaFlex, and we're going to learn the emotional freedom technique. So when your fingertips connect to specific reflex points, an electrical charge is actually like released, and it sends energy through neuroelectrical pathways. So this is how acupressure works, guys. You touch a certain spot, it's sending a signal. The fancy word for it is piezoelectricity, okay? Pressure-induced electricity. Later on, it was found that the most effective method for this pressure-induced electricity was rolling and releasing, okay? And a lot of people call VitaFlex rolling and releasing is what they refer to as now. So that's where you're using the pad of the fingertip, okay, the pad, and you're going to go up all the way onto your tip, 90 degrees to the tip, and then flat over to the nail bed, just like that. And that's another 90 degrees. That's rolling and releasing. It's that simple. That's a VitaFlex, guys. So you see me using one finger. Now I can use any finger I want. I can even use my thumb. It doesn't matter. If you're going to be using all of your several fingers together, do your best to keep them in a line. I'm trying to get over some dark area. Let's see. It's not as easy as it looks. That's honestly probably the hardest part of this, is just trying to keep your fingers in a line. But there you go. You're covering a wider area if you're doing it this way. Okay. Kids can do this. You can do this, can't you? Yeah. She's like, yeah. But it's super easy. That is a VitaFlex. Okay. So now it's just finding where those reflex points are and applying the pressure and rolling and releasing them. That's how VitaFlex works. This technique was taught in Asia, but in the early 1900s, Stanley Burroughs began teaching the technique in America, and he's the one that coined that name VitaFlex. And it's a phrase that means vitality through the reflexes. There are more than 1,400 VitaFlex points on the body. That's a lot, okay? But just almost think of it like we mentioned the electrical grid. It's almost like our bodies are an amazing computer, and we've got all these different keys to input, right? And so think of those 1,400 VitaFlex points as input points to tell the body electric how to work properly. That's exactly what it is. So VitaFlex is very effective as a technique in of itself, but also aromatherapy, what a lot of us do here with essential oils, okay, and aromatherapy is anointing with essential oils. It's also effective and independent of any other modality. So they're both separate modalities, but when you combine the two together, the effectiveness of both is multiplied, okay? So when Stanley Burroughs brought it over to America, he wasn't using essential oils with it. He just was talking about the VitaFlex. And you can look up, if you want to research more about that, the book that he wrote was called Healing for the Age of Enlightenment. It's still in print, it's still out there. There's other people that have written several books about it as well. It's also taught again in CARE classes, Center of Aromatherapy Research and Education. That's what the CARE stands for. That's where they also teach raindrop, and they teach all different other kinds of modalities there. But you get a lot of hands-on activity in care training for VitaFlex. So we're going to combine the two. This was what Gary Young many years ago realized, that VitaFlex was so cool that it was very effective. And he's like, let's put my other love with it. Let's put the oils with it and see what happens. And found out it was a beautiful relationship together. So we're definitely going to talk a little bit about oils and what oils you can use to benefit that. Right. So let me see. The first step before you get started, and guys, you can walk through this with me from your own home right now. The first step, if you want to do this together, is remove all jewelry from your body. Okay. So any jewelry you got, I've got a watch on. You got some earrings. Yeah, I'm taking my watch off. So remove all metal and jewelry from the body this time. Okay, again, this is metal impacts electrical, what is the word? A simple way to saying it, the way electricity flows in our body. So let's remove it so there's no extra added misinformation possibly coming through. Let's just make sure it's a nice clear pathway, right? So that's what we're doing. And let's practice the VitaFlex. So you can practice on your forearms. So just practice right here, the pad, tip, nail. Do it this way as well. Pad, tip, nail. That's the most important part, guys, making sure the amount of pressure you do, that can vary. Okay. I tend to use firm pressure. But I also have very short nails. That's also important. You don't want to be digging into yourself or somebody else when you're practicing on them. Yeah. Be sure that you've got your nails filed nice and short. And they don't have to be super short. If you're not, guys, just don't claw somebody, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you've got slightly longer nails, don't put as much pressure, just common sense here. But the main part is that rolling and releasing. Be sure you go all the way over. A lot of people talk about it like it's flipping on a light switch. And so if I'm going up, it's like I've turned on the light switch. Well, I've got to turn it off. All the way over is off. Okay. It acts like an insulator or electricity. So you definitely want to do that. Can you do it through clothes? You can. To me, it's gonna get more impact if it's right on the skin. Just think about it. This is muffled, right? It makes sense. So if you can get directly on the skin, even better. All right, awesome. So some of the reasons that I wanted to share these techniques with you is because of my own personal experiences with VitaFlex and EFT. So I'm gonna just kind of give a little testimony right here, and then we're gonna actually practice together. So this summer I was at church camp. And at church camp, I serve as a camp nurse. I am not a medical health professional, but that's allowed at our church camp, that a responsible adult can be the camp nurse. It's very basic work we do there, right? And so I was serving as camp nurse, and I had a little girl that had come to camp with an ear infection and had been to the doctor, had her drops, her ear drops and stuff, and I was supposed to give her medication at certain times and everything. Well, it was not helping her, guys. She was in so much pain. If you've ever had an ear infection, it hurts, okay? And I said, you know what? Let's try something else and see if we can't get a little bit of relief. And so there is an ear VitaFlex technique. I chose not to do this one on her because it's a little more invasive. And I didn't have her mom's information right then and there. So I thought, I'm going to play it a little more on the safe side here, but I know there's other things we can do. And so I actually used the Hip Atlas VitaFlex, which I'll show you in a minute, to do the VitaFlex on her. And so it's a thump that happens right here, and you'll see it in a minute. But here's the thought behind that, okay? You've got lymphatic pathways that run right here, okay? And so if we can gently encourage those pathways to open up and for the fluid to move just like it was supposed to, you might feel a little better, okay? That's what happened for Paisley, okay? We did the thump here, super easy. As soon as we got done, she gets up and she's walking around and she's just like, I feel a little better. And I'm like, that's what I was aiming for. Okay, and it took a couple of different times to apply the VitaFlex, but guess what? She was able to sleep better that night. And I was like, there we go, win-win right there. We did it for the rest of the week. And she just felt a little better every day. And that's how I can say it. So that was one. And then also there with the hip atlas as well. My friend Russ, the first time that I introduced him and his family to VitaFlex, and you know what? I'm going to save some of the testimonies until we get to him. I just realized that might be a little better. So remind me, I'll tell you about Russ and his story when we get to hip atlas, because it was an aha moment for all of us when that happened for him. Okay. So you know what? I already mentioned hip atlas. That wasn't in my first lineup, but let's start right there because we're talking about it. Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do. This is going to be interesting. I'll have to just bear with me. I'll have to adjust the camera angle just a little bit for you guys so you can see this. Okay. And I'm going to move all the way. So you can come right here. Just scoot over. Yeah, scoot over all the way back here. And I'm going to lean the camera down for you guys. Again, just bear with me. Okay. So here's Alora. And what we're going to do is, Laura, I need you to take your shoes off. So the hip atlas, guys, this is going to be great for anyone. This could be really good for, like, if your head is feeling like it's aching, you've got tension in your shoulders or your neck, maybe your hip feels like it's just uncomfortable, okay? Or you got knee issues. Your knees are giving you trouble. That worked for my dad. It was pretty crazy how well it worked for him. And again, the ears being able to properly drain and just move, have that movement that they should have. Okay, so look at that list for this one right here. It's pretty amazing how much this one can do. It's one of my favorite ones. Okay, Laura, so I need you to stand up, please. So Laura's going to stand up and she's going to have her feet hip width apart. Can you spread your feet hip width apart? Yes, hip width apart, and she's standing in front of it. Yep. That's about hip width apart for her. She's standing in front of a straight back chair. Okay, that's important. Doesn't need to be a rolling chair or anything like that. And I need you to sit down, please. Sorry for the noise, guys. Wait, sit down. She is keeping her feet, guys. What you can't see, her feet are flat to the ground. They don't rock or move at all. Sometimes you have to kind of think about that to keep them from moving, but that's really important for this technique. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I should have turned this a little different. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. This is just a basic. I'm going to pick up her feet. My hands are going to go right around the ankle bone. Okay. So let me see if I can pull this down. I need one extra set of hands basically to do this so you guys can see it. Okay. So hang on just a second. All right. So here we go. So I'm going to show you from right here. I'm reaching on her ankle bones. You can see. Yes, you can. Okay. So I'm going to grab right on her ankle bones right here. And I'm going to do on both. I'll kind of block the camera for just a minute, but I'm going to lift her feet up and I'm going to check to see, I'm going to actually be looking at the bottom of her heels. And I'm also going to be looking kind of like where the two ankle bones are. So I'm looking to see if they're level, guys, if there's anything off from them. And you can kind of eyeball it. It's pretty easy to do. So give me just a second. I'll pull this up and I'll tell you what I find. Okay. Good, great. There we go. Okay. All right. Actually, guess what? Laura's balanced. She's equal. Her feet are even. That doesn't surprise me too much. But guys, what a lot of times you'll find is that you will see the heels be like this. One will be higher than the other. And the telltale sign is when you see somebody walking and they got that gimp when they walk. You know what I'm talking about. Or that pregnancy waddle. Guys, that pregnancy waddle is not normal. It is common. Huge difference right there. With my second, I did not have a pregnancy waddle. Okay. Because I was balanced. Anyway, so she doesn't have it, but I'm just going to show you what you would do if you saw some unevenness. Okay. So what I would do, let's just pretend it's this leg. Whichever leg is a little bit shorter than the other, that's the side you're going to adjust. Okay. And I use the word adjust. It's really not an adjustment, guys. I'm not a chiropractor. It's not a true chiropractic adjustment. Okay. Just want to be sure I put that out there. So you're actually going to do the VitaFlex on her. So I'm going to actually use my thumb and I'm going to go up here to the top of her. It's actually like the collarbone right here. The collarbone and the trapezius meet. They make like a V. And so I'm going right here into the middle of the V, and that's where I'm going to thump, okay? I'm gonna actually just go thump with my thumb. And I'm just pretending for you guys for right now. So go to the shorter leg first, find it, it's on the inside of that V, thump. There we go. I go over to the other side. This other side wasn't the shorter leg, we're pretending, remember, but I would thump this side second. And then she'd stand up, and I'd ask her to walk around a little bit. And this is just kind of letting everything get settled again. And then she would come back. I would have her do the very same thing again. She would have her feet planted hip width apart. She would sit down without her feet rocking up. I'd check to see, where are they now? Are they more equal? That's what I'm looking for. Okay, you're good. Come on, go and sit back down. Thank you. So that's basically the hip atlas, okay? And so what it's doing is it's sending an electrical signal to the atlas. That's when your top vertebra is up here. But it's also, and you could ask any chiropractor, they'll tell you this, but whatever happens up here at the top happens down here at the bottom. They mirror each other. So your hips get balanced at the same time this gets balanced, okay? So I'm looking for the evenness. What happens if this, when I thump her and let's say it was down here and it's just kind of come up to here? Great, it's working. What you need to do is thump again, okay? You keep thumping until you see them get even. That's how it works. One person, one friend that I worked with, it took 7 thumps to get her where she needed to be. But gosh, she started like this. She waddled into my class and I'm like, what are you doing? She was like 7 months pregnant at the time. And I was just like, girl, she's like, I had to take this and that just to be able to get here. I was hurting so bad. And I went, no, ma'am, we're not even starting this class yet. Sit down. And so I did the hip VitaFlex on her. And again, it took 7 times. But every time she got up, she's walking a little straighter every time. And by the time we got done, I was like, I'm not going to teach this if you're in that much discomfort, you know, but she felt so much better afterwards. So again, remember, it does not replace a chiropractic adjustment. Chiropractors are awesome. I love my chiropractor. And it's, again, another modality that helps you on your road to wellness. So don't neglect that one either. So that was hip VitaFlex, super easy. You probably need to get somebody to help you do that for your first time. Can you do your own hip VitaFlex? Yeah, you actually can if you've done it a long time. If you get a lot of practice, I can sit in a chair and I can pull up my feet and I can kind of see and eyeball it and I can go whoop, whoop, be done. Okay, and I'll just, I mean, yeah, you can. But again, your first few times you're practicing, please get somebody to walk through it with you for sure. All right, moving right along. So let's go into the colon VitaFlex, okay? So this one is awesome. I'm sorry, let me stop myself. I got ahead of myself. I wanted to show what oil a lot of times that I will use if I'm doing the hip VitaFlex, the hip Atlas VitaFlex, Valor. Okay, Valor's awesome. Love it. Its nickname is chiropractor in a bottle. Okay, so it really likes to help hold positive changes. Okay, and so what I would do is I'd actually put just a little bit right there on those spots and thump. Again, I'm adding that oil. It's just boosting that electrical frequency of what we were going for in the first place, right? It's pretty awesome. I get so excited about this, guys. I just get going on a roll. Russ's story with hip VitaFlex. Okay, so Russ was doing the same thing. He looked like a cowboy waddling around. He is a cowboy, but he had that cowboy kind of stride going on, but he was hurting, guys. He was not feeling good. He wasn't able to get the chiropractor. And again, I was coming to his house to teach a class for his wife. And I'm like, you don't look so good. He's like, I don't feel so good. And I'm like, you know what? If y'all are okay with it, I can do something for you. It's something I've learned. And he's like, sure, whatever. You know, some people are just like, I don't care, just do anything, you know. He was at that point. So I got out my Valor. I did the full thump here, measuring his feet, everything. His wife's standing there watching, because I'm like, you need to learn how to do this so you can do this for him. He got up and he started walking around and he turns around and he gives me this look and I thought he was mad at me. He was just, and I was like, what is it? He's like, what kind of voodoo did you just do on? It's like, no voodoo, promise. And he's like, I feel completely different. And I'm like, well, you look completely different. You're walking completely different. And it only took like 2 times for him to really feel a big difference. So guys, it's huge. It's amazing. It's one of those that doesn't take but like just a couple minutes and you're there. Okay. So there's my other testimony with that. I love the hip Atlas VitaFlex. That's like one of my favorites here. All right, the colon VitaFlex. Okay, this is going to be one where you're going to need to get out one of your reference books. Okay, you're going to need to get our reference book to show you where is the VitaFlex point for this. So your essential oil pocket or desk reference has those in there. There's all different kinds of guides in there. You could also pull out the Ultimate Balance. I'm pulling one up right now. The Ultimate Balance book by Dr. Leanne Dearduff. We've done different ones. And so you can see she's actually showing you the different lines, meridian lines, but over here on the side, she's got the VitaFlex point. So this one right here in particular is for the small intestine, but you can look up stomach, you could look up the large intestines, whatever you need. That's your VitaFlex points. Easy peasy. It's right there listed for you. This is where you'll VitaFlex. And remember, this is all VitaFlex is, guys. And she'll even tell you in this book what different oils would be really great to use to support that body system at the same time. So what I would do is I would apply that essential oil to that area and I would VitaFlex it in. It's that easy. Now, when you go to care classes, they're going to teach you 2 very specific ways to do the colon VitaFlex. And for the sake of time and just because we're right here, so, and plus the way my angle is, okay, go ahead. And that way the angle is, I'll just kind of show you. I'll show you, just kind of look at demo. I'm trying to think how I'm gonna do this. Sorry guys, I was trying to think this out. Anyways, okay, pretend this is my foot. So if you had your foot, you could actually work in that area just like here. You see where area it is? It's kind of on the instep right here. That's it. You would just VitaFlex over that right there. There's also a spot going down on your shin bone, okay? And it's on the inside of your shin bone. So I don't think I can do this and be very ladylike, but so the inside of your shin, so we're the closest to your big toe, okay? So you'd start here. Here we go. You'd start on the inside and you would VitaFlex and walk your way down your shin. And you would end up going around the backside of your ankle bone. And then you would come, sorry, this, here, you can see my sock. You would, didn't expect this, but yeah. So you'd come around the ankle bone and you come up right here. Let's see if I can put it. Yep. Come up here, go out the top of your big toe. That's it. You're just VitaFlexing the whole way. Okay. Again, that is a care way. Okay. Could you just do it based on the spot that I just showed you in the reference book? You betcha. Okay. It is huge. The good impact that this can have. Okay. And one of the best stories and testimonies that I've got for that one, there was a friend of mine, her little boy, actually, sorry, it was her little girl, was a baby. And the child was extremely constipated and she just didn't have much good experiences. She's like, she is in misery. I don't know what else to do. I've done different things and it's just not working. And I'm like, you can do this. It's basically like a massage on your baby, but why don't you get a drop of peppermint? Or why don't you get a drop of digize oil? At that time, we didn't have tummy jize oil, and we've got tummy jize, which is already diluted for kids. That's what I would have grabbed in this case. But we used a small amount, very diluted for this little baby, and just put a little bit on that baby's feet. And I just put on the bottom of the feet, but then I worked down the shins on that baby and did it 3 passes on both sides. And let me tell you, that baby had a moving experience, 3 times of a moving experience in the next 15 minutes. But guess what? That kid hadn't gone in 3 days. So, but mama was happy, baby was happy. Just know it's such a good technique to have, to be able to use, even especially for little ones. Okay. So sinus VitaFlex. Let's do this one. This is easy. We can all do this one together. Okay. So sinus VitaFlex starts up here, and it's going to go over right here. And it's also going to go from the temple points. And it's going to go down right here on, this is like your ocular bone right here, or I think I said that correctly. But yeah, right here. Okay. And so I start, and I can't remember, sorry guys, I can't remember the exact, if care starts at the top or the bottom. You know what? We're going to be okay. But the main thing is your motion needs to go inside. Okay. We're moving things here again to move in the correct way, right? So what you could do is you could take a little drop. And I'm going to go ahead and take a little drop. I've got some RC oil right here. You could take something like that. You could take Sniffle Ease. Sniffle Ease is awesome. Again, that's the kids version. You could take Breathe Again. You could take a teeny bit of that peppermint if you really wanted to. Lemon's awesome for when things are stuck. So I've got a little bit on my fingertips, and I'm going to start right here, index fingers, and I'm going to VitaFlex around. I'm going to be sure I stay above my brow line. So that was 1. My pinkies came and touched. 2 and 3. Okay, y'all see I'm going fairly fast. You don't have to go that fast. Just make sure that motion's there, right? I did 3 passes there. Now I'm going to go 3 passes down. Again, stay under your bone right here. You don't want to get too close to your eyes. You're going to feel that oil if you get too close. I'm going to let my pinkies go up and over. They're going up here, guys. That was 2. And 3. Nice. I feel it. I really wasn't that stuffy, but it's very refreshing. I'm some of the oil right there. But if you're feeling a little congested, feeling something like that, this is so amazing. It feels so good. Again, it's great for little ones too. With the baby, again, I'd be super careful about what oil I'm putting on them. I probably wouldn't even put it on their face, not a baby. I'd find the sinus points on the feet. This is the equivalent on the hand. Okay, it's kind of like the ball point of the foot. So I would put it right here on their feet, and then I would gently, maybe with like 1 finger, just work my way over. Okay, it's pretty amazing how fast you feel all that. Looking to see, there's a comment right here. Yes, absolutely. Kara says, the way my husband realized that oils were something more than just smelled good when I put lavender or peppermint on his foot for the eyes. He had a horrible sinus pressure, and he VitaFlexed it against his will. And he called a couple hours later, and he said he felt so much better. Yes, it does feel so much better. That's awesome. I love that. Okay, so another one, doing pretty good on time. Okay, so let me see. Woo, we already got through 3. All right, the immune system VitaFlex. Okay, this is not exactly one that is taught, so to speak, in care. They don't really call it immune system VitaFlex. That's just kind of my labeling there. This is basically what we call, is almost like the basic raindrop. It's like your footsie raindrop. Some people call it that. It's where you're going down the spinal reflex point of the foot with an oil that supports your immune system. Okay. Raindrop, when you go to care, you learn that it's good for all different kinds of things. It's an awesome choice, okay, for this. And so a lot of times I will, and this is, again, your oiler's choice here. Some people like to mix them up, some people don't. You could just layer them if you'd like to, but you could put those oils on the spinal reflex point of the foot. And here we go. I'm gonna pull out the sock again. Ba, 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 ba. God, I've been doing yoga for you guys. So right here, right here, you would start right here at the base of the foot. Okay, start right here, and you'd have a little bit of oil on your fingertip and VitaFlex in. Da, 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 all the way up. I'm grabbing my big toe and my kid's left. Grab all the way up, let your pinky go off. That was 1 pass. Come back in, You might need to grab some more oil on your fingertips. And I'm going fast, guys. 2, because I'm holding this pose. 3. Yeah. Whew. Okay, so that was it. That was it. Now, normally I wouldn't have my foot in there. I hope you guys figured that out. But you could totally sit just with your foot up in your lap. Just cross your leg over your lap and work on it. Yeah, gymnast. I'm no gymnast. But you could put your foot in your lap and cross your leg and just work over that and then switch legs. Okay, that's it. That's how you do it. And so what would you do? Guys, what would I pick? What oil would I pick? Well, a lot of times, again, I said I could do a raindrop roll-on. I could do that, or I could always grab trusty good old Thieves. Absolutely. Or I could grab some Purification. Thieves and Purification right now, for those of you watching live, are actually on sale right now. Okay, so I'm actually picking some of the oils that are on sale right now. So there you go. You can do this. Okay. So Abby, thanks for the the cheer. I appreciate that. But yes, that's how you can do that. All right. And definitely just a shout out to Leanne Dearduff with the Ultimate Balance books. The guys that I was showing you the chart with the VitaFlex chart, this is what it looks like. We did a book study over this. I believe it was last year when we did it. It's an awesome book. You really need to get this in your resources. It's amazing because she's even got things in here called the Jumpstart method of application of oil. And that kind of goes like more frequently.
Whoops, sorry about that, everybody. It looks like we're trying to get Keely unfrozen there. So in the meantime, wow, my mind is blown. I knew I needed to roll some oils on my family tonight, but I feel so empowered now to go ahead and grab. I've got Breathe Again, I've got Sniffles, I've got Valor, I've got things that I have been putting on them, but I've just been kind of like, where do I put it? Where do I put it? And I'm just kind of going to the same place. So so this, wow, I'm really excited. And I do have at least the pocket reference manual. So I'm looking forward to trying that tonight. Are there any questions on how to do this, or any oils in particular anyone's thinking about right away? Where Keely just let me know that she'll be on and back on just a minute. So I'm really excited. Go ahead and raise your hand, unmute yourself if you're like, ooh, I know what's going to happen next. I'm super excited. And Thieves, oh my gosh, it is that time of year, right? So immune system galore. I'm very excited. I think emotional release too. Like, Valor is definitely one of my absolute favorite oils of all time. So I'm thinking of finding the release point for that tonight and letting my husband and I figure out, okay, this is how you do it. I think that'll feel really, really good. Thank you everyone for hanging in there. She'll be right back in just a minute. I'm learning a ton, man, and I don't even think we've hit EFT yet. The emotional freedom.
No, we haven't. I'm back.
Yay!
You know what? We're just gonna say the cells are so amazing that the internet is flickering, and that's what's happening. So
no worries.
Thanks.
All right, so I'm gonna it's still recording, but Laura said just go ahead and pretend like I'm gonna reintroduce you back in, and we'll start from there. She'll do a pause there. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Keely is back and we are going to get into the next thing. So I'm super excited. My mind is blown. I know exactly what I'm going to do tonight and how to do it. I'm very, very excited to more powerfully advocate and use this modality, like you said, and not just randomly put it somewhere on my kids tonight. I'm like, oh, I know exactly how I'm going to support them.
Yes, that's awesome. I love to hear that. Okay, guys, so let's just continue where we left off. So we just talked about immune system, but now let's go right in and we'll finish up tonight with the EFT tapping, okay? And so this one, again, if you're not super familiar with this one, there's actually a guide in the Ultimate Balance Manual. Yes, and I had it get right there. Okay, so it's right in here, Emotional Freedom Technique. This is not something that Dr. Dearduff came up with. Let me see who she gives credit to the person. It's developed by Gary Craig. It looks like you could actually go to the website. It's called emofree.com. And so you might could go on there to even find it as well. But basically it's a tapping point sequence. Okay, so this is going along with the Chinese understanding, the Eastern understanding of the meridian lines. Again, remember, it's just your electrical lines in your body. And this is going to be where each of those come out. This is like the ending point of all the major meridian lines in the body. Okay, and she goes into that explanation here. But there is a sequence of how you are tapping. The karate chop point on your hand is the very first. Okay, so right here, sorry, right there on the outside of the hand underneath the pinky. That's your first point. Okay, so I'll do it here with you in just a second. You're going to go in those different orders, but what she actually suggests you can do, so you could actually, just like VitaFlex, you could get an experience just from tapping the points. Okay, you could just tap them. You're going to have an electrical experience because, again, you're just touching the skin, but you can take it to a whole nother level when you begin to set an intention. Okay, or possibly even start by releasing something that's negative. If you're super stressed out, so let's think about something that could be stressful. If you've got family coming this week, maybe you've got the holidays looming over your head. Maybe you're just like, ooh, you know, I'm getting a little stressed thinking about this right now. Well, whatever it is that's stressing you about that, say it out loud. You say it out loud while you go in your tapping sequence. Just say it while you're tapping it. Okay, and that's the releasing aspect. But then after you have released that negative side, then you need to come up with what's the positive counter to that. What is where you want to be, who you want to be right now. I'm at peace. I have an abundant supply of food. I have an abundant supply of income. I can serve and gift people as I choose. Anything like that. I mean, again, I'm just kind of giving that as an example. It can be anything, guys. Okay, but you tap to hold the positive changes. So let's go in the line. I'm going to go ahead and take you through it. Okay, so we're going to just learn the tapping sequence right here. And so when you're tapping, you're going to, you're going to shut, all right, so you identify the negative statements surrounding your issue. Somebody give me something. Let me just go ahead and take a suggestion here. Give me just a negative thing. Doesn't matter what it is. I'll be thinking if somebody else can't think of something.
Yeah, no, I think you tapped on some things for sure. I mean, I know there's a lot of medical things people could have on their minds right now, concerns for family and friends in faraway places, finances. Those are good ones.
So yes. So negative. See, it's actually, my mind is like, no, that's not true. It doesn't even want to say it because it's actually not true. But you could just say, let's say, I don't have enough time to prepare for this weekend. I mean, just something like that. Seriously, I don't have time to prepare for this weekend. So you would say that over and over again. So here we go. Starting at the karate chop point, and you're going to tap 7 times on the point. I don't have enough time to prepare for this weekend. Come up here to the top of your head, right here at the top, 7 times. I don't have enough time to prepare for this weekend. Your eyebrow inside, it doesn't matter which side, 7 times. I don't have enough time to prepare for this weekend. Outside, right here at the eye. I don't have enough time to prepare for this weekend. Under the eye, on the cheekbone. I don't have enough time to prepare for this weekend. Right here. I don't have enough time to prepare for this weekend. Chin. I don't have enough time to prepare for this weekend. Collarbone can be right down here, okay? Either side. I don't have enough time to prepare for this weekend. Now you go underneath your arm, okay? I usually keep my hands fairly wide so I can cover a wider point. Right on your ribs, okay? Right underneath here. So not directly under my armpit, but just a little bit lower. I don't have enough time to prepare for this weekend. Okay. So we said the negative, we released the negative right there. You could be smelling an oil while you do this. How about some stress away? Anybody up for stress away? I'm up for stress away. So you could take that and you could just breathe it in, or you could be using the opposite hand and tapping. So I'm gonna actually use, I could have been doing that right there at the releasing point, or I could have used something like release. I'm just gonna put some in my hands. I've got a drop in my hands. And here's how I'm going to incorporate it. I'm going to be smelling it with the opposite hand while I tap. And now I'm going to say the positive statement. Guys, what I usually experience with that, and I don't know if you did either, but maybe you'll need to watch the replay and just go through it again for yourself. That always helps me as well. But a lot of times what I'll find out is that while I'm going through it, I believe it less and less with the negative statement. I was like, I do too. I got this the whole time. The more I got into it, the more I'm like, I'm not stressed. I've got this. I can divide up my time. It will work. It just takes some strategy here. Okay. So let's think about a positive statement that kind of goes along with that. I maintain time boundaries. Maybe I honor and respect my time, or I use my time wisely. I like that. I use my time wisely every day. Let's put a statement at the end and put a number, quantify it, okay? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go in the same sequence, so do it with me. Let's take a deep breath. I manage my time wisely every day. 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 Collarbone. I manage my time wisely every day. On your side. I manage my time wisely every day. I feel good. Okay, I feel really good. All right, so that was it. You notice I actually switched. I just was like, let's just double it up. You can totally do that. You can do both sides. You can switch back and forth. Don't feel like you have to remain on one side. You're good, okay? It's pretty amazing how well this works, even with people who are nonverbal or with children that cannot express their emotions to you, babies. If you can start tapping the sequence for them or show them how to do it, most of the time somebody that's nonverbal is going to need a little bit of your help to do the tapping, okay? And by even saying nonverbal, I have done this before with someone who was right in the middle of a full-blown, I mean, full-blown panic attack. I couldn't walk her through an EFT, an aroma freedom technique. I couldn't help her with any of those emotional releasing, but she needed help. She was asking and begging for help, but she couldn't think straight. I mean, she was distraught. And I said, here you go. I grabbed an oil. I said, hold on to this, hold on to it, and you breathe. Just breathe. The only job they were doing was breathing while I tapped, and I told them, I gave them the sentence. I listened to whatever they were telling me they were struggling with, and I helped them release. I just said it. I said, repeat it. And they repeated it with me. Then we went through, they're still breathing the oil. I actually chose to switch it out. I did release. And then for them, in their case, they needed something specific. So I gave them acceptance oil. It was there, it was handy, and it was just what they needed. And so they held on to acceptance while we held in the positive. Guys, in 10 minutes, 10 minutes, she is fine. Sometimes when you are going through so much struggle like that, think about, again, we're talking about electricity, right? It's like it's haywire. It's sending so many signals. It's so mixed up. You feel it up here too. You just feel scrambled, so to speak, okay? This calms the nervous system. It calms those signals that are going to the brain, okay? And you feel that, and it's just such an amazing difference. And when you add those essential oils in, you're just, remember, you're taking it to a whole nother level in helping. And it's been known, you could go do your own research, lavender lowers cortisol levels. Go check that out on PubMed. Breathing it in lowers your cortisol, your stress hormone, okay? So just check it out. It's absolutely amazing what it can do for you. So that, let me check my time. I'm probably doing pretty good. Yes, awesome. I wanted to share, just so you guys know, especially if there's anybody on here that's brand new to oils, guys, now's the time. If you want to grab any of these oils we talked about, everything that I showed you guys tonight, yes, everything I showed you tonight is on sale right now this week. It's a perfect time to grab some to add to your tapping techniques. Please, by all means, start tapping right away. Do that tonight, just like Dominique was saying. Do it tonight, but grab you some oils to take it up to the next level for you and your family. That Valor I showed you, this is the 10 milliliter roll-on. This is not the one on sale. It's actually the big one. It's the big one. It's like this size. It's 15 mil. That's kind of a rare one to have right now. And so you better believe I grabbed me one this morning. But go get you a Valor, okay? Go check that out. Get some Valor. Kid Power. Kid Power is actually on sale. That's the Valor version for kids. And it's in a roll-on version for sale right now. So there's several options you've got on getting started, and you can totally customize that. One of those that I like to share with people is with tapping techniques is the importance of minerals. Minerals are huge. This really isn't a supplement class, but here's how minerals work in your body from an electrical standpoint, because we're talking electricity tonight. You need minerals for nerve signals. You need minerals for colon function. You need it for immune system health. You also need it for better sleep, okay? You also need minerals for stress relief, okay? All the different areas covered tonight hit that. So I want you to think about the possibility of.
Sorry, everyone. It looks like she just popped off real quick again, frozen, but I am a walking witness to everything she's saying right now. Absolutely. I'm sure every one of us here has a story that involves minerals. I just took some sulfurzyme today and some Ningxia. That was huge. I did feel a lot better afterwards. I'm doing electrolytes, changed my life to really understand the importance of good gut health and minerals and all of those things. So thank you so much for hanging in there with us tonight. If she's able to pop back on, we'll definitely end off the night that way. Any feedback right now on anything that's been covered? We've had EFT, we've had meridian lines, we've had tapping and VitaFlex and mineral questions and just fantastic stuff. So there's anything anyone's got, go ahead and either type in the chat or raise your hand, unmute. Well, we've got each other here in the support system. I'm just so appreciative. Everyone's been here tonight to help out and learn together. And I saw people were doing the VitaFlex
Yes.
along with her. I heard someone, I wasn't sure who it was. Yeah, it's been really, really good. There you are, Keely. All right. Okay, so I'm just gonna reintroduce you back in.
All
So,
right. Hey, guys. Yes.
Keely,
Thank you.
send us off for tonight. I love it. I love the EFT. Wow, I am a walking witness to exactly everything you're saying when it comes to minerals and the tapping. I just started learning this past year with my counselor. And so all of this has just been, oh, it's all coming together for me tonight. I'm really excited. I'm going to be sharing this exact video with several of my friends. I'm just really excited for us to love on each other this way. Like, I'll do it for you, you do it for me, we'll do it for our kids, and we'll talk about it and we'll learn and grow together. So how do you want to end off the night tonight?
I just wanted to say thank you, you guys, everyone that came tonight. I hope this was helpful to you. I hope you find it super valuable, and that I hope you will share it with other people, because it can be life-changing. Just adding in some simple techniques like this. A lot of times we focus on our physical health, and sometimes we will focus on our mental or emotional health. And hopefully we're focusing on spiritual, but sometimes we don't even think about the electrical side of our health. And so I want to encourage you guys to add that in as part of how you're taking care of yourself on your road to wellness.
Perfect. Awesome. And absolutely, that has definitely been my entire life trip. And I have loved being a part of this group because it's definitely helped give me answers finally to just my own cry of somebody help me. And so your examples were really hitting home for me. That's exactly what I walk in and day out with myself and friends where I live here. That is a daily occurrence here. And so to just feel like, oh, I know what to do now, that really is just fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us again, Keely. Thank you everyone for being here tonight. Have a wonderful week. Lots to be thankful for sure. Walk in that gratitude and freedom. We are so excited for you guys. Hop onto the Facebook page, 7 Oily Day Essentials. If you got any more questions or thoughts, there's always things like Think Fast and other really helpful information. And we're going to have these videos going every Monday night. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you.
Okay, guys. So go ahead and stay on the call if you'd like. We're about to have Mentor Monday. We're going to keep it short and sweet tonight. I'm just here for you guys. I'm here for you guys. And I'm here. Think of this as business question and answer session. Okay. Just hit me with your best shot. We've got other mentors on here as well. And we've been talking about vision. We've been talking about vision boards. You've seen different people posting their vision boards. I love seeing that. But we're actually planning on, and so this is actually a perfect time to mention this, starting in January, we're going to start a new book club, and it's going to be the book Vision. Okay, Vision and Aromatherapy. And now I remember the full name. And I don't have it to show you. I've got to order it. I just noticed that Growing Healthy Homes is having their Black Friday sale. Everything's 40% off. Guys, everything's on sale. This is the perfect time to go ahead and order your book. But it's called Vision, a guide to, maybe Kristen or Laura could remind me of the actual name, the full name, but it's got a full name. Yeah, Kristen's like, she's like, I gotta get it too. Yep. So anyways, but that, if you just look up Vision on Growing Healthy Homes, you'll find it. Okay. But it's basically trying, it's a goal, it's a biblical study. Okay. It's a Bible study, but it's coming at the point of maintaining your vision of who you want to be, where you're going. Okay. And from a business standpoint, how are you going to get there? We're going to bring that in as well. And at the end of the book study, I know that they're going to go into making your own vision board, okay, which is so cool. Thank you, Kristen. Vision and Aromatherapy Bible Study. Laura dropped the link in the chat room so you guys can see it there. Awesome. Thank you, ladies. Teamwork. So that's coming up. And if you've never done a vision board, guys, and I don't care even if you're just getting started, or maybe you're still kind of on the fence about maybe doing this as a business, that's okay. everybody needs a vision of who they are and who they were meant to be, where they're going, becoming the best version of themselves. I mean, you can totally do it from that angle as well. Okay. So I'm super excited about that coming up in January. I have a vision board already, and I need to revamp it. It's been a little while since it's got some old stuff on it and some goals that were met, which is awesome. Keeping it ever before you makes a difference. So yeah, but I'm going to stop talking. I want to hear you guys talk. Tell me what's up. Tell me what questions you got, or let's just chat.
What was the sale that Growing Healthy Homes is doing?
The Black Friday sale is 40% off all books. It's pretty much everything. There is no specific code. You don't have to type in a code to get the discount. Hannah posted earlier on their Facebook page and was just like, pretty much everything's on sale. The prices are already reflected. So just go shopping.
Got it.
Great. Mm-hmm.
Keely, I got in kind of late. What was the name of the book you started with?
Great question. It's called The Ultimate Balance by Dr. Leanne Dearduff right here. She is a chiropractor. And it's an excellent book. It's a beautiful book. She goes through all the different body systems. She gets into the energy health, the energy wellness side, which again, not every book covers that area, but she even tells you, I mean, she goes through and you get to see like even what time of the day energetically that your organs are renewing themselves or when they're resting. I mean, God designed our bodies to do that. And so that helps you know when's the best time to support them too. It's pretty cool.
Is that Amazon or is that help?
Yes, it's not on Growing Healthy Homes unless it's just been something brand new they've added, but you can get on Amazon.
Got it.
I do not know of any other website right now that's carrying it.
Okay.
Formerly it was Life Science Publishers, but they're not carrying it right now.
Okay. Thank you. Great presentation.
Oh, thanks. Glad you were here. So how did y'all's day go today?
Mine went great. I'm encouraging people to try something new every week if you can't every day. But I just did sup yoga in the ocean. Learned that
what kind of yoga?
Stand-up paddleboard.
Look at you.
So balance is very important. But we're talking about electrical charges and how being in water, being on sand, on grass, how it really balances our electrical charge, which goes along with EFT tapping and all our electrical being. So it's just well-rounded. But yes, I didn't fall. Good
for you. That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
It's a challenge. So challenge yourself. Every day, do something new. It helps the brain. It helps the brain too.
That's absolutely right. I love that. So cool. Yeah, I actually did a class several months ago, and it was based on, and guys, I'll drop the link if y'all want it because it's uploaded on my YouTube page. But I'm looking for it. I used Laura and Deborah's. Here it is, I think. Da-da-da. This is available on Growing Healthy Homes. So let me get it out for you. Yes, there it is. Road to Wellness. Guys, if y'all don't have this book, you need to get it. If you're really serious about taking charge of your health, this is it right here. Road to Wellness, Roadmap for a Lifestyle of Health by Deborah Rayburn and Laura Hopkins. It's wonderful. It's beefy. Let me tell you, they get deep in here, but it's an amazing starting point when somebody's just getting started on the wellness lifestyle, or maybe they're taking it seriously for the first time. Yeah, sometimes that's us. Sometimes it's like, yeah, I'll just use my oils, smells good, just slap it on when I feel like I want it, and that's it. You don't change other different aspects of your life and your lifestyle. This one helps walk you through it. So I took this book and I came up with kind of like a schedule of classes, and I just walked through their different chapters and just kind of brought it to life and made a class out of it. I called it Back to Nature. And the first class we did that goes along with what Kristen's talking about, it's called Ground, Light. Oh, what else did I call it? It was for Ground, Light, Move, and Breathe. 4 fundamental things that we just we often neglect those things. Sometimes you forget and you don't realize that your breathing's inhibited and how that's even stressing you out. But the grounding, what Kristen was talking about, and that's coming from, you think, oh, well, let's just go outside and sit my feet on the ground. Well, sometimes it is, absolutely, but there's an electrical charge and discharge that's happening when you're doing that, or when you're in the ocean or any flowing water, there's electricity happening, and it's absolutely amazing what it does for your health. Okay. And so I just thought I'd just drop that in there because that was so cool. But that was something that I developed a habit of doing that in the last few months, and I can see a huge impact on my mental well-being, and starting out the day that way. That's the thing. I start the day out that way, and so that way everything else just flows a lot easier through the day. I never know what's going to come my way, but let's just do that. Yes, she thinks she's addicted to it now. Yeah. That's awesome. All right, we'll stop talking. What else you guys got? Okay. Oh, Laura says my day consisted of dancing with kindergartners for a progressive Thanksgiving party and then coach first graders in basketball. I'm so glad I had my Nisha Nitro for sure. I was glad to hear Young Living had a great first day of sale. Yes, the website worked really smoothly. Yes, it did. I was grateful for that as well. It was a very smooth day, busy in a good way day for me. Kristen says, taking time to breathe often throughout the day resets your sympathetic system. And absolutely, why not just stop and take a breather, right? Put your oils on frequently. I mean, in the past, I've struggled with that. And now I'll usually get my diffuser going. I can get my diffuser going, and that's one way. But if I take the time, another habit I've started doing is before I start work, before I sit down and I clock in my Young Living, basically, I'll anoint myself with several oils that help me get motivated for the day or help me to have clarity and vision, of focus, okay? Motivation, all the different ones like that. I'll put them on whatever I need and breathe to reset myself. Anytime I'm having a moment, just breathe. Dominique says, yay for smooth website and book titles. Yay. And I'm so adopting the call to everyone around me now to do something new every day. Yes, I love that too. That is a great suggestion, Kristen. Cool. What else you guys got? Whatever's on your heart, whatever you're thinking about, anything you've just been scratching your head over, whatever. It's a quiet group for now. Oh, awesome. You know what? That's a great idea. I'll hide what they're saying. But look, I got some mail today. My kid just brought it into me. We got some mail. And that is something that's been on my list to do right now, is sometimes I neglect to send out physical mail to my people, especially gratitude, to thank them. And right now a lot of us are focused on gratitude, right? There's nothing that really warms my heart quite like getting a letter or a really sweet text. But if somebody took time to even put some handwriting down, they go in like a little special file for me. And the days it's hard, I pull them out and read them. Words of affirmation are huge for me. So that is like a huge, fills up my love tank. And so that's something that, and sadly, I don't make a lot of time to do that, but that's something I'm challenging myself over the next couple of weeks as things are kind of slowing down with family and everybody is busy with their family. I'm going to take time to write several people, and I'm just going to make out my list, and I'm not going to sit in there thinking I've got to have this many done and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to stress myself out over it. I'm just going to work through it and send some notes of gratitude to people and not worry about, is it Is it a Christmas card? Does it have to look like a Christmas card? Does it have to look? No, I'm just going to go ahead and let them know how grateful I am for them and send this out to my Young Living people. Okay, who are those people that maybe I don't get to talk to or see very often? I need to send them just a little card. It doesn't take much. The impact it can have is huge. And I still have some cards from Laura Hopkins that brighten my day. I'll take them out. Yes, Laura, I do. I take them out like if I'm like not believing in myself, and I'm like, Laura believes in me. It makes a difference. So if it makes a big difference for me, she's like, oh, yeah. If it makes a bigger difference for me, think about what your words can do. And that letter is a lasting impact. So yeah, I'm like excited to dig into this card that I just got. It's from some family I haven't heard from in a while. So I'm excited to hear from them. But yes, there's you a thought. Just something else to take it with your business is that consider, have you sent out cards? Have you done that? And even if you're not going to send out cards, very purposeful text and reaching out to people, and a call would be super nice. Actually, guys, that's what I'm going to plan on doing for December. That is part of my business strategy in December. It is such a busy time for people. I am going to have a class for sure, but I'm not going to stress over how many classes I'm doing. I just got invited to a vendor event, and vendor events haven't been my thing in the past, but the fact I was invited to it, specifically the person hosting it, I'm like, yes, I think I will do that. I will step out of my comfort zone and do something new, newish to me. And I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do that in December, but I'm actually going to go ahead and take time in December to call people up. I'm going to pull out care calling. Okay. That takes even less time sometimes than a card. And then I can actually meet their needs right then and there. But my goal is just to connect with them. Okay. How are you doing? It's so good to hear from you, blah, blah, blah. And depending on what they say, care calls are more about listening, guys, than you talking and teaching. It's just listening. Okay. But depending on what they say gives you an idea of maybe something you could suggest. And Melissa Pepping is like the care calling queen. And one of her strategies was she would ask them, she'd listen to what was going on in their life, whatever it was, what stressors she heard, what illnesses she heard, anything. And she would say, okay, I want you to go look, tell me what's in your oil drawer. What's on your shelf? What do you have? She'd find out what they had, and she'd help them find an answer from that. Okay. An answer from that first and foremost. And for somebody, if you're cold calling, you don't really have a great relationship with this person, or maybe you've never met them before, and the person that introduced them to Young Living, maybe they've kind of stepped aside for a while, and you're reaching out to them to make sure their needs are met. Sometimes they're like, is this a solicitation? What's happening here? They might get their feathers ruffled a little. If you're just trying to help them use what they have, they know you really care. Okay, you're not even trying to just make $1 off of them, right? And I love that aspect of what Melissa teaches. Dominique says, oh yeah, I even saved the envelope that Yvonne sent me something in just because it had something personal on it and it made me feel so loved. I love that. Yes, even the envelope can make a difference. She also said, oil up before those care calls. Yes, ma'am. People love them and they need us now more than ever. Absolutely. But you never know what's waiting for you on the other side of that call. You never know the depth of what they're going through. And I'm the type, I care deeply and I try to take it off. Yep. Got that empath kind of aspect of me and I absorb it. And so guys, I oil up with White Angelica. That was one that I forgot to mention earlier. That's when Dominique asked me at the very beginning, I put White Angelica on today. Yes, it's my friend. And if I don't have that one, I use Sacred Mountain. Both of those work great for me. And being able to take on and be sympathetic and supportive, and not absorb it, not yes, we can help them out, help them get friends. So that's me speaking for time. All right, guys. thoughts? I'm enjoying that. If God, I'm thinking we might cut it off like right at 9:30, unless somebody wants to got something else they want to chat about. I'm glad y'all are here. Okay. It's from my sister's new just reminded me of it. Awesome. Oil blend recipe: 3 of frank, 2 drops of peppermint, 3 rosemary, 4 lime, 4 clarity, 4 brain power. Woo. And then 4 drops sake. So is this a separate recipe or is it the same one? I'm trying to figure that out because I see the line. Our 2 perfumes. Awesome. So the other perfume is Sacred Mountain, Transformation, Highest Potential, White Angelica, and Hyssop. Ooh, I'm gonna have to try that one. Those are like some of my top 5 favorites right in there. I'll have to try that out. That's awesome. Studies the top half seconds emotional. Yes, I love that. This is a good time to share this. I'm glad you pulled out a recipe. I'm gonna tell you guys, and I need to do this. I told Laura I was gonna do this probably a month ago. I got distracted and didn't happen. I shared like on one of our calls, I shared the oils that I have been. I start working and work. Sometimes a struggle is for those of us with home-based businesses is we don't truly clock out. We don't leave work, right? And so setting a time boundary is huge. That's helped me out so much, especially in times when I'm starting to feel burnt out. I realize that I'm not honoring time boundaries. And so I'm creating for right now, so you guys can see right now I'm in a transition period. I'm in my living room. I'm in a little corner and this is my office desk. And I was in a bedroom back in there. I had like a full bedroom myself, but that's what my daughter wanted. They was their own. And I'm like, yes, you can have your own bedroom. You're 13, you can have your own bedroom now. So office is now in about 5 locations. And we're in progress to move it. I've got a little portable building outside and to get rid of it, become my office. For right now, to help kind of create when I'm working, when I'm backing out. This is what I've been doing. And I haven't been super to do this, but days that I do. So when I start working, I apply gathering, vision, abundance, and then I will diffuse oils for focus. So clarity, like rose used with things as well. But the gathering, the envision, okay, the gathering is to help get myself together, okay, to keep my vision ever before me. What am I doing? Where am I going? And the abundance. It's also to bring a return that day. The work I put out, that it will bring a return, that it will be a blessing to others and a blessing also for my family. And so that's what I start out with. But when I stop working, this has been the struggle for me, guys. To stop working, I apply surrender. Set it down, Keely. Stop working, Keely. You don't have to work 24/7. And then I apply gratitude over my heart, or my crown. I'm grateful for what I accomplished today, that what God was able to do through me, no matter what happened, I'm grateful, okay? And present time. Here I am. I'm back. Mama's here. Wife is here. I am present with you guys. My brain's not still on young living stuff, okay? I'm a type 3, type 3-2. So I work hard. I love to work hard. I love to do a good job. And I love people so much. So I don't want to stop working. And so this helps me to stop. This helps me to be present and honor the time with my loved ones, because sometimes mama is just still, especially this week, guys. Yes, as soon as I get off from here, which I'm about to, present time, because it's been nonstop today in a very good way, and I've been here with you guys, but I need to go. Yes. Oh, Angela, you're welcome. I think she helped Josh. Tell me. Okay. Glad that helped you, Dominique. Sounds like you and I think a lot alike. Maybe we have some similar things going on. Yeah. Yeah, but that helps me. Before I speak, call or text me, especially if what I need to say is a little difficult or something about it intimidates me. Valor over my throat and white Angelica. And not let it stick on me, right? Yeah, that's another one I do. But I'll do a live for that later. I'll do that and post that in the group. Yes, guys, it's been good. Thank y'all so much for hanging out for a little mini Mentor Monday. Love you guys. Y'all have a wonderful week. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.